What's up? What's up? This is Luke Stokes again. I am one of many open source contributors to the MorpheusAi project. And I wanted to put together a quick little video showing how you can bridge your Morpheus tokens from Base over to Arbitrum. I did another video that shows how to go from Arbitrum to Base. So check that one out if you want to figure that out. And one of the things I want to highlight in these videos is that you don't have to rely on a Web2 infrastructure such as a dashboard or a portal in order to interact with smart contracts. Now, and to make it easy, we are relying on this example to a block explorer. In this case, the block explorer is for Arbitrum and Base. So, but the key point is we're directly interacting with our wallet with the smart contract, which is pretty cool. So if you ran your own node, for example, you could actually just do this directly and broadcast to the network directly. So this is an important concept in blockchain decentralization that you don't have to rely on some website or some service provider in order to interact with the blockchain. So let's dive right into it. This is going to get nerdy. This is going to get geeky. This is going to get technical, but hopefully it'll give you some confidence if you want to play around with this yourself. The fees on Arbitrum are pretty small. You can go with small amounts as well. So if you make a mistake and lose some money, just consider it part of your education. All righty, let's go ahead and share the screen and we'll get started. So I'm going to walk through the whole thing starting at MOR.org. Always double check your URLs to make sure they're the correct ones. We're going to go here under resources, documentation, and note like where the documentation is today may change tomorrow. So, keep track of when this video was recorded and where things have moved around. So I just click on read me first, facts and guides, Morpheus token, mainnet, and the OFT bridge guide. Like I said, today we're going to be going from Base to Arbitrum. Definitely keep track of these addresses. If you are not using a token that is represented by one of these addresses, you are probably using the wrong token and you're getting scammed. So be careful with that. The two-step process is 1, to grab the fee, and then 2, to actually execute the send. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Base to Arbitrum. This is the information we're going to need. So let's go ahead and copy this over. And I'm using keyboard shortcuts, Alt-Tab between windows, Command-C, Command-V to paste. Definitely saves you some time. And so let's go ahead and open up the smart contract on Basecamp. And click on contract there, read contract. I'm going to scroll down to number 25, which is the quote send. You can see here it says go ahead and head down to number 25 and you put in all this information. So we're going to need the address that we're sending to. So in this case, we're going from Base to Arbitrum. So I'm going to open up my MetaMask wallet and grab my Arbitrum address that I want to send to. Or I'm sorry, yes, that's correct. My Arbitrum address I want to send to. So we copy this guy here and we go ahead and paste that here. And then we're going to copy this example and do some substitutions. Now, the tricky part here is you want to put in the address in the right place. So what you do is everything after the X, copy all that and paste it in right here where it says receiver address. Just paste that in. And then another thing I do just to double check, we'll paste that out there, double check it against the example and see, okay, good, it's the right length. So that tells us we did it correctly. That's good to see. Next, we need to put the amounts. You can use this tool here. Let's say, for example, you want to move 100 Morpheus tokens. This would be the number you use, but in our case, we're just going to move 1. So we go ahead and grab this number here. So let's go ahead and put that in here and here. And now we have our data ready to go. So what it says to do here is put in that data in here, put in false, and then we're going to run the query. And again, this is how we're going to get the fee amount that we are supposed to use to do this bridge action. So there's our answer. That worked. Go ahead and copy that, paste it in here. We'll need it later. And now we're going to execute it. Now, this is a little tricky because it's using an in-browser contract platform to compile and run the contracts, which is kind of cool. We're going to use the call function. So first we go to workspaces and we're going to clone this GitHub repo. So I'm going to open this up in another window as well. So we can copy that address. So here we go. Under workspaces, click on this little guy right here. Click on clone. I'm going to copy that in there and click OK. That's going to bring that whole thing in there. All right, let's go back to our docs. So we've done that. Next, we're going to go ahead and go to the contracts folder and click moresoft.sol contract. And we are going to compile it once it opens. Let's go back here. So contracts, MoreSoft Sol. So that's kind of opening all its stuff right now. Looks like we're good. And now we click this green button right here, compile. There we go. So now it's compiled. Scroll down a little bit here. It says wait until the compilation is over and connect your Web3 wallet. It has to be switched to the base chain. All right, so let's go ahead and switch to the base chain. So we're still in Arbitrum. And we want to switch to the account that we're going to be sending tokens from. So I believe I have a Morpheus token in here. Let me double check. Yes, I got one Morpheus token. And you're going to need some Ethereum for fees as well. So don't forget that. And I'll copy this because we're going to need it later for the return address and paste it in there. All right. So now that we're here and we've connected our wallet, we're going to, in the documentation, it says here, you click on that button there and inject provider MetaMask. So I'll click on this button here, inject provider MetaMask. And now we're connected. Excellent. So now it says paste the address of the MOR smart contract on base. That's this address here. You always want to double check that you're working with the right addresses. In the add address field, and click on the add address blue button. So I'm going to drop that right here, click on add address. If done right, the smart contract should appear under the deployed unpinned contracts way down here. So you scroll way down here and you can click on this, hit that little buy, and there we go. We got all our functions. So next it says paste the fee you get from the previous step in the value field, just the first part of it. So we got this value here. I'm going to copy that. Head over here, scroll up a bit, and this value field, we paste that right in there. Moving on, now we get to put in all our parameters. So it's similar to what we did when we were bridging over the other direction. So we're gonna, now that we got this ready to go, we'll copy this. Scroll down to the red send function, expand that out. There's our properties for that. Next, we'll put our fee in the bracket. So let's get that ready to go. Add those brackets. And we're going to drop that in right here. And then the refund address that we just copied. That is our base address. Let me double check everything and hit that transact button. So let's go for it. Click on transact. Gives us a warning. Oh, gas estimation. Interesting. So let's cancel that transaction. Let's go back. It's possible that the gas fees have changed. So let's query this again. Okay, look at like gas fees went up a little bit. So that was kind of interesting. Good to know. So let's go ahead and try this again with the other values, the higher values. So that was very helpful. So now we're going to put this value in here. And we're going to replace this value up here. And we're going to try again. See what we go. Oh, there we go. All right, we're going to move the token over, hit confirm, and let's see if that worked. All right, looks like a success. It's good to see. So go ahead and scroll over here, switch over to Arbitrum, switch over to the wallet that we sent to, and we're going to view this on the Explorer. And so that was one I did 10 minutes ago. When you go to the address on Arbitrum, you want to click on ERC token transfer transactions. And assuming everything worked, it'll show up right here. Now, again, it can take a little while. The last few tests I've been doing have run very well. But you can see right now we've got 9 more tokens. And if all goes to plan, we should have 10. There we go. So 13 seconds ago, that came in just fine. And we can double check again, that is the right contract. 09, that is the Morpheus smart contract address, which is also here. So that's it. We just verified and bridged over our token from base to Arbitrum. And now when we look inside our token holdings, we have 10 Morpheus tokens. So there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that little tour into smart contract land. And again, this is going to be continuing to expand as Morpheus is available on multiple chains. So if you want to be able to bridge back and forth, here's how you can do it. If you're all excited about Base, all excited about Arbitrum, all excited about Ethereum mainnet, you can keep your tokens where you want to. So I think that's super awesome. Hope you enjoyed that. And until next time, take care.